How did your neighbors' gossip come back to haunt them? When I moved to Pine Valley last spring, I thought the hardest part would be unpacking with a screaming toddler and starting over as a single mom. Turns out that was nothing compared to dealing with Evelyn, the self-appointed neighborhood watch from across the street. At first, she seemed harmless. She'd wave from her perfect lawn while watering her prize-winning roses. She even brought over banana bread when we moved in, though she made sure to mention how the previous owners kept their grass so much neater. I should have seen the red flags, but I was exhausted from working double shifts at the diner and watching my 3-year-old son Blake. The whispers started about 2 weeks in. I noticed other moms at Blake's daycare giving me weird looks. Then Mrs. Chen from next door stopped making eye contact when I got the mail. I figured people just needed time to warm up to newcomers. Everything changed when Blake came home crying after playing with Tommy from down the street. Tommy's mom had told him Blake couldn't come over anymore because his mommy was a bad person who took things that didn't belong to her. I was confused until I checked the neighborhood Facebook group that night. There it was, a post from a fake account called Concerned Neighbor with a blurry photo of me walking up my own front steps. The caption read, "Has anyone else noticed suspicious activity around mailboxes and packages? Might want to keep an eye on deliveries." The comments made my stomach drop. People I'd never even met were calling me sketchy and saying they'd seen me lurking around porches. I knew it was Evelyn. She was the only one with a clear view of my front door, and she'd made comments about package thieves before, but I had no proof. That's when I decided to get smart about it. I used my last paycheck to buy security cameras for my porch, car, and backyard. If someone was going to accuse me of being a thief, I'd have video evidence of exactly where I was at all times. I also started taking photos of my work schedule and timestamping everything I did. For 2 weeks, I documented my entire life. Every morning at 6:15, I'd leave for my opening shift at the diner. Every afternoon at 2:30, I'd pick up Blake from daycare. Every evening, we'd eat dinner on the front porch so the neighbors could see us. I was building an ironclad alibi for every minute of my day. Then I caught something interesting. My motion sensor camera kept going off at 5 a.m., but when I checked the footage, there was nothing there. So I adjusted the angle to see more of the street. That's when I saw her. Evelyn, creeping around my garbage cans in her bathrobe and slippers, going through my trash like some kind of raccoon. She wasn't just looking either. She was taking stuff. Old mail, receipts, anything with my name on it. One morning, I watched her pocket an empty medication bottle from Blake's ear infection. That's when it clicked. She wasn't just spreading rumors, she was gathering ammunition. I went to the police station with my footage. Officer Daniels said they couldn't arrest her for going through trash on public property, but he'd file a report for harassment. More importantly, he told me I had enough evidence to protect myself if she escalated. Instead of confronting Evelyn directly, I printed out screenshots from my security footage. Clear images of her digging through my garbage at dawn like some kind of suburban detective. I wrote a simple note. I may be a lot of things, but I'm not a thief. Here's who's actually been snooping around your homes at 5 a.m. while you sleep. I put a copy in every mailbox on our street except hers. Then I posted the screenshots in the neighborhood Facebook group with the caption, "Mystery solved regarding suspicious nighttime activity." The response was immediate. People started commenting about weird things they'd noticed. Missing mail that reappeared later. Garbage cans moved overnight. Someone even said they'd seen Evelyn taking photos of their house from across the street. Evelyn tried to save face by claiming the photos were doctored, but everyone remembered her previous gossip campaigns. Like when she spread rumors about the Johnsons getting divorced because their lawn wasn't getting mowed, or when she called animal control on the Martinez family because their dog barked during the day while they were at work. The best part came 3 months later. The city inspector showed up at Evelyn's house after someone reported chemical runoff from her rose garden seeping into the storm drains. Turns out all those prize-winning flowers required illegal pesticides that were contaminating the groundwater. She got hit with a massive fine and had to rip out her entire garden. Nobody rallied to defend her. Nobody started a GoFundMe or organized a meal train. When someone posted about the inspection in the Facebook group, people just reacted with thumbs up emojis and moved on.